Hello there, Ray here. We have a brand new snapshot for 1.14. This is 1.14.1, pre-release 1. So this is the testing build which they're going to allow people to test before they upgrade final release to version 1.14.1. And in this snapshot they did a ton of bug fixing as well as optimizations. And many of the bugs that we're going to talk about today are ones that you guys brought up to me as well as we talked about in past videos. So it's really great to see that they are fixing these bugs as some of them are pretty major. And I want to thank you guys for all the support on the last video, talking all about the different types of bugs which have been causing you guys problems. And a lot of Mojang developers checked out the video and they went ahead and they fixed those bugs. So they are listening to us, so be sure to continue to talk about bugs that really affect your gameplay. And don't forget guys, Wednesdays and Fridays we do snapshot testing with the viewers, so you guys can join our server and test up and come up with new designs for farms and other cool things. You can find more information down in the description. Let's get into all the changes of version 1.14.1 pre-release 1. They fixed a bug where the banners now have the same name as the banners that you get off of the pillager captains. So now you see they all stack up. That means those old banners they collect to 1.14 are now considered a discontinued item. So be sure to collect them before you upgrade to 1.14.1 when it is released. You notice with even really low render distance, it's actually concentrating all the spawns into a smaller spot. So it might be feasible to actually have farms where you lower the render distance rather than making it higher and the mobs will be more spread out. They also fix it so now the pillager outposts will also be able to spawn in cold biomes. Since now we have villages and like in cold plains, so it makes sense that the outposts can go out there as well. So I found a pillager outpost that's actually in a cold biome. So this biome here is snowy tundra, and it looks really cool out here in middle of nowhere. And notice these pillager outposts, when they generate, they still have these holes on each side, and they also have these air bubbles that can spawn in water. They fixed a bug that I complained about a long time ago, and it's pretty annoying. Observers weren't putting off a pulse when like a tree would grow. So you can see now we can detect the tree actually growing. This made tree farms pretty difficult to build. They also fixed it with the mushrooms. So these are the giant mushrooms. You see they give off updates once again. They fixed ability for mobs to try to path find through corners. So if there was like a corner like this with air on both sides, the mob would try to go right through it and kind of get stuck in this corner here. And we've seen that in the villages as the villagers were not going through the door. They were trying to walk through their houses. You can see we are getting some grass growing in their houses. They made it so that the trading llamas will be able to despawn similar to that of the wandering traders. The only problem is now the default for summoning in a llama will make it immediately despawn. So I'm guessing it starts out with a despawn delay of 0. And that's why it immediately will despawn. Villager, can you stop ringing the bell? I'm trying to record. But you should be able to keep them by taming them up or just giving them like a name tag. The problem was people's worlds were just filling up with these guys and they were never despawning. Now that was a pretty nasty bug to do with villager AI. It kept looking for its point of interest, which is like its workstation. This was keeping the CPUs running at 100%, which caused extreme lag on servers, and even noticeable in single player. A really big bug that you guys all told me about when I released a video about major 1.14 bugs is that you guys said you were lighting up your caves, and what would happen is that the game would just start making areas dark around the lighting and mobs start spawning around it. Now this bug has been fixed, which is a really great thing to hear. They said they fixed the bug to do with chunk rendering being extremely slow and random at times, and it seems to be a lot better as you can see here. They fixed a bug where hostile mobs were not spawning. They fixed a bug where wolves as well as cats weren't able to properly sit on slime blocks. They fixed the executing of function commands. In some cases, they were not going in the right order. They fixed the TP command where you try to TP to a player, and what it would do is it would put you in the player's coordinates, but in the dimension you are. So if you're trying to get someone in the end dimension, it wouldn't take you to him in the end dimension, it would just move you to his coordinates in the overworld. They fixed it so that ladders in some of the big houses will actually reach the second floor. So it looked like this baby villager generated with the actual village. They fixed the problem with Enderman being able to teleport into the void. There was a problem with Enderman's AI, which was causing a lot of lag. Leather horse armor, they realigned it, it was a little bit high inside of its own little slot. They fixed a problem where people were unable to sleep in the bed if someone that was not sleeping in the bed just left the server, which now makes it consistent with past versions. We're still having problems with villagers leaving their doors open, so the Vindicators can come right in and kill them. Remember how the villagers, when completing the raid and being victorious, the villagers would shoot off rockets, and the rockets, if there was something that was kind of low down, like leaves underneath of them, the rockets would actually do damage to them. But now they fixed it. There was a problem with villagers trying to sleep in already occupied beds, and hopefully they fixed it for good this time. They fixed it that some villager houses were not adequately lit, server mobs could actually spawn in them. A bug that one of you guys showed me was that if you had a villager and you right click them where He didn't have a profession, he started shaking his head, and then you gave him a workbench, he would continue to shake his head, just like a default villager, and they have fixed this bug. They fixed the scrolly bar on the GUIs of really large trades like our 1.7 villager, which I'll do a separate video kind of showing all the different trades that he has. But he has so many trades that the scrolly bar kind of glitches out, and they fixed this. They said it only affects custom villagers, it also affects our 1.7 villager. There was a problem that flame arrow shot to the top of TNT wasn't actually igniting it. They fixed a problem where the discount shown here was different if you looked at it from single player or if you looked at it from like a server. They fixed a problem when putting enchanted books into Grindstone and the output was actually producing a book that was different and they had some NBT tags but still associated with the enchantment. And Music showed me this is actually a type of rare you can obtain in 1.14 before upgrading to 1.14.1 when it's released. You can see we still don't end up with like a normal book, we still have some NBT tags on it and it is renamed with the word enchanted book. And this is because they fixed another bug where people that renamed enchanted books weren't keeping their rename. You guys told me that the boats, when they generate, will choose their blocks depending on their chunk. So you can see how we're on a chunk border here and how the boat chose two different block types. We got more of a jungle theme over here and more of an oak theme over here. They fixed a bug to do with the game crashing while trying to load chunks. There was a pretty nasty bug to do with Wolf's AI, causing extreme lag when they're trying to go towards something. This happened when the wolf was trying to do combat with something far away. But you can kind of see the wolf's AI is a little bit messed up how he kind of hopped around there a while before attacking that sheep. They fixed a bug that just came up in the last snapshot where mobs were unable to despawn if they were farther than 128 blocks. This is really important because this is kind of what keeps the game able to spawn in more mobs around the player. They fixed a bug where villagers weren't sleeping in their beds. This is another one that we talked about. They fixed a bug to do with villagers not being able to find their job from a workstation, but they were losing their jobs. And this is something we noticed during our testing. They fixed the bug with the Ender Dragon, where the Ender Dragon will only attack the player if he was near the same wide level as it, but pretty good distance away from the dragon. Otherwise, he would just kind of circle around you and never really come down to attack you. Well, that was a little bit scary. Those are all the things that they fixed in this version, and we'd love to hear you guys' opinions on these fixes, and if you guys still know of some major bugs, please tell us down in the comments. Maybe they'll be fixed in the 1.14.1 full release. And I really appreciate all the support you guys have been giving in trying to make Minecraft a better game. This is one of the only games I play, so I really appreciate when Minecraft is enjoyable for everybody. And this will be my 10th year of playing Minecraft, and it's really amazing to see the game still be popular 10 years later. But back then, there was very little contact between the Minecraft players and the developers. And a lot of times we end up having to just deal with bugs. So you guys are really actually in a golden age where the developers are actually listening to you guys. And I hope you guys really appreciate that. As in the past, I would get very frustrated about all the amounts of bugs that would occur in the game and how hard it was to get some of these really annoying bugs to be fixed. So just try to be appreciative of all the developers that are working on the game. And if you guys did find this video interesting, be sure to give it a like and share it with someone else. And don't forget to comment about it down below. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye!